In 2022, when scientists dissected a 50,000-year-old boar corpse, they cut off a piece of frozen meat on its neck and cooked it into a soup and ate it all. They say it's for science, but what's crazier is that there's a whole layer of fat under the skin of this boar. The bones in the bones are all fresh. It's like he died yesterday. When the researchers cut the knife into the meat, they heard a tearing sound. It's like cutting a living animal. NASA later warned them not to do this again, because in the permanent, frozen soil layer of Siberia, scientists found a batch of microorganisms that had been frozen for 24,000 years. After thawing, they were still alive and began to eat and reproduce. The boar that was eaten had a name. It's called Blue BB. It's full of strange blue substances. That's the phosphorus in its body and the iron in the mud, which forms a chemical reaction. When the excavator first met it, everyone thought it was an alien creature, because in Alaska's frozen soil, no one had ever seen a blue animal body. What's more ridiculous is that the death of this boar made everyone's scalp numb. Its hind legs and sides were covered with huge claws and teeth. Scientists judged from the wounds that the killer was an American boar. It was 25% bigger than a modern lion. It weighed 400 kilograms. The boar bit the throat of Blue Beeb, tore off the skin on its side, and began to swallow the muscle tissue. But when it was about to continue to hunt, the cold weather suddenly came. The temperature dropped to -40 degrees in a few hours. The boar was forced to give up this delicious meal and run away. In a few hours, Blue BB's body was completely frozen. The blood didn't solidify yet, and it turned into ice. That's why its tissue was so perfectly preserved that even the cell membrane didn't break. What's more strange is that when scientists used a microscope to observe its muscle tissue, they found that the arrangement of muscle fibers was exactly the same as that of a just dead animal. This means that at the moment of freezing, the life activity of this wild cow was pressed the pause button. Time stopped on it for 50,000 years, but Blue BB was just a piece of ice. Hundreds of thousands of prehistoric creatures were buried in the frozen soil of the earth. They were like time capsules sealed in a huge refrigerator, waiting for humans to open them. In 2018, a Siberian dream horse, an ivory hunter, found a 40,000-year-old bird. The feathers of this bird were completely unrecognizable. Its small claws still held its grip, as if it had just fallen on a branch. DNA testing shows that it is a direct ancestor of modern clouds. Scientists reconstructed the DNA of this bird in the past 40,000 years. This is the first time that humans have been able to accurately track the evolution history of a species. A more shocking discovery was made by a gold miner in Canada in 2022. He accidentally hit a soft object. When he got out of the car and checked it, he froze on the spot. It was a complete dream horse. Its body was curled up, and its long eyelashes were clearly visible. Its nose was slightly curled up, as if it had fallen asleep in its mother's arms. This little dream horse was named Nanchujia. In the local indigenous language, it means a big baby. It was only 30 to 40 days old when it died. It was likely that it fell into the mud when it followed its mother across the frozen plain. Then it was frozen and sealed within a few hours. This was 30,000 years ago. The local native elders shed tears when they saw Nanchuja. They said, "This child has finally returned home," because in the legend of their ancestors, the dream horse did not die, but hid in the underworld. On the day it returns to the human world, scientists will conduct a comprehensive CT scan and gene analysis of Nanchujia. Its stomach contains the last plant it ate. By analyzing these plant species, researchers can reconstruct the ecological environment of North America and even know what it experienced a few hours before its death. But the most shocking discovery is the microorganisms that revived in the ice. In 2021, Japanese scientists dug out an ice core sample from the South Pole. It contained a microorganism called a worm. They have been sleeping in the ice for 24,000 years. When the scientists carefully melted the ice, a terrifying scene appeared under the microscope. These worms began to move slowly. Their fangs began to move. Their mouths began to open. Then they began to eat the algae in the incubator. Only 24 hours later, they began to reproduce. This is the first time that humans have proven that complex multicellular organisms can survive in the freezing state for tens of thousands of years. This completely subverted our understanding of the limits of life. What's more terrifying is that scientists found a large number of prehistoric viruses. These viruses have been frozen for more than 30,000 years. As the world warms, the permanent frozen soil layer is melting at an amazing rate. The depth of melting every year is more than 1 meter. This means that the sealed ancient viruses are gradually waking up. In 2015, French scientists revived a giant virus from frozen soil 30,000 years ago. Its size is 1,000 times larger than that of ordinary viruses, and it has an extremely strong ability to infect. Although this virus can only infect amoebas, it is harmless to humans. But scientists warn that there may be thousands of unknown prehistoric viruses. Some of them may be deadly to modern life. There are also amazing secrets. In the freezing dry environment there, scientists found the extinct giant parakeet. This bird stands at a height of 3.6 meters and weighs 250 kilograms. It is one of the largest birds in the history of the Earth. What's most shocking is that a parakeet's eyeballs, tongue, and even organs have been completely preserved. You can still clearly see the location of each feather hole on its skin. This parakeet was discovered in a cave near Queenstown in 1878. It is still kept in the London Museum of Natural History. Everyone who sees it will have a strange feeling because its mouth is always open. The hollow eyeballs seem to be staring at you. In 1987, a cave explorer found a huge claw. It has sharp claws, skin, and flesh still attached to the bone. Everyone thought it was a dinosaur's foot, but a carbon-14 test shows it only has a history of 3,300 years. This is a parakeet's foot, and the parakeet was in the park around 1,300, which is 700 years ago. It was completely extinct when humans arrived in New Zealand. This means that when this parakeet died, China was in the Yuan dynasty, and Europe was going through the Black Death. Its foot has been preserved in the freezing cold of the cave for more than 3,000 years until humans discovered it. These frozen bodies are not only treasures of ancient biology, but also evidence of time travel. They show us a completely different Earth. In that era, the parakeet walked on the plains of North America, the parakeet hunted in the forest, and the giant orchid breathed on the trees in South America, and the ancestors of mankind had just learned to use stone tools. All of this happened less than 50,000 years ago. In terms of geological time, this is just a blink of an eye. Scientists estimate that at least 1 million parakeet remains are buried. Most of them we will never find because they are buried too deep. But as the climate warms, the frozen soil melts faster and faster, and new discoveries appear every year. In 2023, a nomad found a complete parakeet body. Its 2 feet, fur, and even internal organs are well preserved. This parakeet lived 40,000 years ago and weighed more than 3 tons. It is one of the largest land mammals in the Ice Age. These discoveries make scientists start thinking about a crazy question. If the cells of a parakeet can survive in the frozen soil for 30,000 years, can its DNA still be used to clone a living parakeet? The answer is theoretically possible. In 2019, Japanese scientists successfully extracted a complete cell box from a 28,000-year-old parakeet and implanted it into a mouse's ovary. Although the cell did not grow into a complete organism, it did start to split. This proves that the frozen cells are still alive to some extent. But the resurrection of extinct organisms is not the greatest meaning of these discoveries. What is really important is that these frozen organisms opened a window into the past for us. By studying their genes, tissues, and internal organs, we can rebuild the entire ecological system, understand how climate change affects the evolution of life, and even predict the future of the Earth. Every frozen body is a living history book that records the story of the Earth and life. Now, as global temperature continues to rise, the frozen soil is melting at an unprecedented speed. Scientists predict that by 2100, 70% of the permanent frozen soil in the northern hemisphere will disappear. This means that for millions of years, the virus and ancient carbon elements will re-enter the atmosphere. This is both a huge scientific opportunity and a potential threat. We are standing at a crossroads of time. Those who have slept in the ice for tens of thousands of years are slowly waking up. What kind of stories will they tell us? What kind of signs will they bring to us? All this is waiting for time to reveal.